Hello there, just doing a quick video here to show some of these connections here at the winch on a hybrid. Probably very similar if you've got a mini truck. So the other day we had an issue where the truck would winch out but not winch back in. So there could be a couple reasons for that. I'll show you here. There's a limit switch on the side here, and make sure that this is moving in and out. That's so when the can comes fully in, it depresses that plunger, and then that plunger, which comes up here in this convoluted jacket, interrupts the switch in the cab. And so this black and white wire here is the switch that's run to the cab. And so if that plunger is depressed, then the winch cannot winch out because it thinks the can's all the way against the frame of the truck, and if you were to continue to winch, that would damage your winch. So looking at all these connections, this is not done properly. These are insulated connectors, but there's no heat shrink, and so really to weatherize this, you'd have to put heat shrink over that. The other alternative is they make butt splice connectors that with a heat gun are self-sealing. Sometimes they're called marine butt splice connectors. So we're going to replace all these connections here because the other day when we were having the problem opening up this box, wheeling these connectors, everything started working again. So we suspect there's some sort of bad connection here, and you can kind of see some corrosion where the crimp actually bites through the jacket, and then you see the metal barrel underneath inside the butt splice. So not the proper way to do this. And even here, they really didn't even need a butt splice. They just needed to crimp the terminal right onto the wire. So we're going to clean this up, and hopefully that's going to take care of any of our intermittent issues, and then hopefully kind of gives you a little explanation of what these wires are, what they do, and where they go. Alright, so I got these all sealed up here, and these are with connector type called Permaseal, and so we heat them up. This tubing heat shrinks, but then there's a glue inside here that bonds all the wire to the metal barrel, and that's all crimped together. So those are in good shape. While you're here, it might not be a bad idea. I always like to see silicone on all these connections when there's not a protective weather boot. Now if you put silicone on here, that is going to be something that's going to be hard to remove if you got to maintenance things here, but on this ground connection, on these power connections, there's a ground connection back here, something to consider since there's no weather boots. No corrosion here present at this time, so it's your choice, but just a thought. So I also wanted to show, this is the cover that sits on top of this. If you had the Warren remote, the wires are cut here, so don't expect to use the remote directly as part of a troubleshoot tool or something like that, because your wires might be like mine and cut and not connected. So just wanted to give you that little pro tip there. So alright, hopefully this helps maybe with your problem with the intermittent use of the winch, and let me know if you have any questions.